this started because black people loved each other in the ancient times. Like you go back to like ancient Africa, Egypt, these all Ethiopia. You got the Twa people from Ireland. It was a matrilineal system they were in, where women were like the head of everything, and the pyramids were built in reverence to women. So the pyramid is the triangular shape of a vagina, basically.
Whoa.
It's the triangular shape of the vagina.
Okay.
And
Know that.
like so if you see like a bikini like bottom in that triangular shape, that's the pyramid is in representation of that. It wasn't until I'm not it wasn't until European contact is where we lost that love for each other. You feel me? And why I say it's not the same fight is because feminism started in Greece. Is this because, you know, the Greek men were kicking their women out and sending them to another island, and when they only wanted them to reproduce, basically. So when it was they realized it was time to reproduce, they went out and had to fight their women to get them back to come to the island to the country, to Greece, where they kicked them off to the island from. Right, my bad. Hold on. So they basically had to go and steal their women back to bring them back to Greece just to reproduce with them.
Wow.
Much deeper than
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's much deeper.
I was talking about women in total and feminism. Feminism being a issue
Yeah, I can agree that
within the world, not
yeah.
just in America, but in the world.
Yeah, I can agree with that. But and there's different types of feminism too, because you had the feminists that kicked black women out to the point where they had to create the womanist movement as well, because there's racism and feminism too.
Okay. See, I'm not 100%.
Deep than you anticipated.
Yeah, years and years and years, cause
Yeah.
Alice, her name's like Alice like Walker. She created the womanist movement. Like, and there's a book called Hood Feminine. Like, these are different types of feminism. Anyway, they use black women honestly to push what they got pushing for. They already know what it's like. They use feminism to infiltrate the civil rights movement anyway.
So what's up, Chris? Wait, is a video pertaining to this? So let Darnell and I see it, so we can go ahead and have this discussion right now, and then we can go ahead and just post that later. Wait, this is.
Oh, that's AOC.
You seen this?
I know who that is.
I was walking up the steps of the Capitol when Representative Yoho suddenly turned a corner, and he was accompanied by Representative Roger Williams, and accosted me on the steps right here in front of our nation's Capitol. I was minding my own business, walking up the steps, and Representative Yoho put his finger in my face. He called me disgusting. He called me crazy. He called me out of my mind. And he called me dangerous. And then he took a few more steps, and after I had recognized his comments as rude, he walked away and said, "I'm rude. You're calling me rude." I took a few steps ahead, and I walked inside and cast my vote, because my constituents send me here each and every day to fight for them and to make sure that they are able to keep a roof over their head, that they're able to feed their families, and that they're able to carry their lives with dignity. I walked back out, and there were reporters in the front of the Capitol, and in front of reporters, Representative Yoho called me, and I quote, "a fucking bitch." These are the words that Representative Yoho levied against a congresswoman. The congresswoman that not only represents New York's 14th congressional district, but every congresswoman and every woman in this country. because all of us have had to deal with this in some form, some way, some shape, at some point in our lives. And I want to be clear that Representative Yoho's comments were not deeply hurtful or piercing to me, because I have worked a working class job. I have waited tables in restaurants. I have ridden the subway. I have walked the streets in New York City. And this kind of language is not new. I have encountered words uttered by Mr. Yoho and men uttering the same words as Mr. Yoho while I was being harassed in restaurants. I have tossed men out of bars that have used language like Mr. Yoho's. And I have encountered this type of harassment riding the subway in New York City. This is not new, and that is the problem. Mr. Yoho was not alone. He was walking shoulder to shoulder with Representative Roger Williams. And that's when we start to see that this issue is not about one incident. It is cultural. It is a culture of lack of impunity, of accepting of violence and violent language against women, and an entire structure of power that supports that. Because not only have I been spoken to disrespectfully, particularly by members of the Republican Party and elected officials in the Republican Party, not just here, but the President of the United States last year told me to go home to another country, is the implication that I don't even belong in America. The governor of Florida, Governor DeSantis, before I even was sworn in, called me a whatever that is. Dehumanizing language is not new. And what we are seeing is that incidents like these are happening in a pattern. This is a pattern of an attitude towards women and dehumanization of others. So while I was not deeply hurt or offended by little comments that are made, when I was reflecting on this, I honestly thought that I was just going to pack it up and go home. It's just another day, right? But then yesterday, Representative Yoho decided to come to the floor of the House of Representatives and make excuses for his behavior. And that I could not let go. I could not allow my nieces, I could not allow the little girls that I go home to, I could not allow victims of verbal abuse and worse to see that excuse, and to see our Congress accept it as legitimate and accept it as an apology, and to accept silence as a form of acceptance. I could not allow that to stand, which is why I am rising today to raise this point of personal privilege. And I do not need Representative Yoho to apologize to me. Clearly, he does not want to. Clearly, when given the opportunity, he will not. And I will not stay up late at night waiting for an apology from a man who has no remorse over calling women and using abusive language towards women. But what I do have issue with is using women, our wives and daughters, as shields and excuses for poor behavior. Mr. Yoho mentioned that he has a wife and 2 daughters. I am 2 years younger than Mr. Yoho's youngest daughter.
Whoa.
I am someone's daughter too. My father, thankfully, is not alive to see how Mr. Yoho treated his daughter. My mother got to see Mr. Yoho's disrespect on the floor of this house towards me on television. And I am here because I have to show my parents that I am their daughter and that they did not raise me to accept abuse from men. Now, what I am here to say is that this harm that Mr. Yoho levied, it tried to levy against me, was not just an incident directed at me. But when you do that to any woman, what Mr. Yoho did was give permission to other men to do that to his daughters. He gave, in using that language in front of the press, he gave permission to use that language against his wife, his daughters, women in his community. And I am here to stand up to say that is not acceptable. I do not care what your views are. It does not matter how much I disagree or how much it incenses me or how much I feel that people are dehumanizing others. I will not do that myself. I will not allow people to change and create hatred in our hearts. And so what I believe is that having a daughter does not make a man decent. Having a wife does not make a decent man. Treating people with dignity and respect makes a decent man. And when a decent man messes up, as we all are bound to do, he tries his best and does apologize. Not to save face, not to win a vote. He apologizes genuinely to repair and acknowledge the harm done so that we can all move on. Lastly, what I want to express to Mr. Yoho is gratitude. I want to thank him for showing the world that you can be a powerful man and accost women. You can have daughters and accost women without remorse. You can be married and accost women. You can take photos and project an image to the world of being a family man and accost women without remorse and with a sense of impunity. It happens every day in this country. It happened here on the steps of our nation's capital. It happens when individuals who hold the highest office in this land admit to hurting women and using this language against.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a long video.
What she's saying wasn't wrong. It was right. But when we had to look at it in context, in like statistics as well. Yes, there's women of all races that get brutalized and treated like that way. But on a mass scale, it's not even in comparison to the realities that black women had to face. Every other race has a superpower behind them. You got Hispanics. They got their own culture. They got their own armies. That have little white influence on them or Asian influence on them. But you go to Africa. Africa is occupied and colonized by not just white people, but Asians too. You got Middle Easterns in there. So, colonizing Africa, and they're making women dig up minerals and just to make an iPhone that we have.
What?
Yes. They take them because Africa is the only continent or countries on the planet that have natural resources. Everything else has industrialization. Yeah, I know. I say continents and countries, because just the it's like there's people like Africa, but everything's not Africa. But just to say that. But yeah, it's just like women get oppressed and it should change, within the system. But to say that it's the same fight, no, we can't sit up here and lie about that. You feel me?
I'm not saying this the same fight. I don't know quite enough about what you're talking about to even contest what you're saying, and I'm not really trying to debate you. All I'm saying is, I think that we need to take and have more respect for people in general.
Yeah.
Not just women, not just men, not
Mhm.
just black, white, green, yellow, blue. I don't really care what color you are. We should just have more respect and dignity for people in general. I preach this all the time when I'm driving. Is that it's just not hard to be a good person, to be a nice person. You know, and if we had more of that, you wouldn't see some of the things get such praise because it's getting praise because you don't see it.
Mhm.
And that's the problem. And it's not like just in America, but in the world. Like, why are we so evil and mean to each other? You know, like I
Oh,
don't get it.
it depends on how deep you want to go. It depends on how deep you want to go.
Look, I don't know. I'm just saying it's really, to me, it's not that hard to just be a good person. Be a
Yeah,
good
it's
person,
not.
So
But there are people that are, I'm just say people because I'm not, going to go there. But there's just people that have developed a sense of no empathy at all, I would say.
and those are facts. I'm not going to argue with that. It's just, when do we come back around to say that this is a person, this is a human being, like she stated, this is somebody's mother, or if it's a woman, it's somebody's, I'm sorry, if it's a man, it's somebody's father, it's somebody's brother, it's somebody's uncle. You know what I mean? Like, when do we come back around and realize that the things that you do to someone, it affects more than just that person? You know, if something happened to any one of us, we didn't make it home this evening, I'm pretty sure, I already know T's parents going to be calling, looking for her. And I'm sure your parents will be calling. I know my parents going to be calling, looking. Look, my dad called me right before we came on air.
Yeah.
My mother did before I got here.
Yeah.
And same thing for anybody, you know what I'm saying? So I just, people, for whatever reason, in the heat of the moment, forget that you are doing something to hurt and to harm and to destroy life. And that's the issue.
I would say you had to get rid of those evil forces because, like I said before, those evil forces, they have no type of empathy at all.
But see, the thing about it is, for all the holidays and the recreational things that we bring light to, why can't we remind people to love and to live and to enjoy life? Like, why aren't we doing more to talk about that? We got holidays for, I mean, the most absurd things. We just lighting fireworks for any old night. You know what I mean? I don't understand. We got a cookout, and I'm not gonna say the P word on here, but
I think Darnell was talking about, like, we, of course, it's unfortunate that we cannot just be good people, just have this unity. But he's saying, like, it's something targeted towards people of color. Like, we already know all that, but there's something targeted towards us. So it's like, okay, we need our own army. We need what these other, you
that's
know,
basically what it is. Yeah. And that's how we truly, if you want real equality, then make the playing field even. Like, that's the easiest thing you can do. Yeah.
are you?
But I would say there's so many negative, like, influences that are on this planet. You know, there's a lot of that outshadow the positivity. You know, and then some people that have completely, like, lost their soul. Like, their soul is just gone. And there's people that came to this planet with no soul at all.
Wow.
you believe that people are born without a soul?
There's some people, like, not born without a soul, but they were engineered without a soul. So all right, since we about to go deep,
Yes.
I'm a guy that believes that there's more than just human and animal life. That's, we're all around, like, star systems and everything. So there's been entities that have come and interacted with the life on Earth that are they don't have any type of empathy. They don't have any type of emotion. They just, all they're here to do is cause destruction and chaos.
Okay.
So, and then there's people that have been engineered with these beings.
Corrupt.
Yeah, corrupt. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or mingling or have partnerships with these beings. So,
I'm scared. I'm scared of that.
Saying that stuff. Stop.
it's they're on like because when we think about interactions, period, like interactions can come from the mind mostly. You know, there's people that
So these entities. I'm sorry. Entities you're referring to, like we can, for lack of a better
you can.
word, we can say demons.
Oh,
The-
yeah. If you want to go there, yeah, you can say demons.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
rob, kill, and destroy. It sounds like
Yeah.
that sounds like Satan and his crew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah, for real.
Cause there's in I would say like from a maybe a scientific standpoint, a demon is a low vibrational entity.
Low
Yeah.
vibrate, right.
Yeah, it's energy like low, like anything that puts you in a low source of energy.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, so-
I'm hip.
Mm-hmm. And then there's also angelic entities too that help guide you. They're called like guardian angels, guiding spirits.
Like me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because an angel is just the mispronunciation of angles.
Mm-hmm.
So an angel is a high angle of light. So if you break that down, a high angle of light is information. An angel is someone that gives you gives you information from a high perspective.
Mm-hmm. I
So-
can dig it. you feeling that?
Yeah, we yeah, yeah.
I meant to bring you a pad too.
So yeah, anybody.
He could
Yeah.
use his phone.
But yeah, I believe in like possessions too. Like you can get possessed by more than just a demon. You can get possessed by an angel too. You know.
Okay, let me just ask you a question. Do you? I heard something back in the day that said angels are only males. Like there's no female angels. I don't know, but that's just what I heard.
I wouldn't. No, there's plenty.
There's plenty.
There's plenty,
You know
like-
by name.
Nah, not by name. Cause like I get it. Cause like if we go, cause I guess they're basing this perception off of since high patriarchy basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like they only want to put men in a positive light, or men are these high authoritarians basically.
I don't believe that's where that came from. It wasn't.
Well, yeah, that's why.
I believe I believe I heard something similar to what Tisha's talking about. And if I'm correct in what I heard, it's more because the angels were like God, built in the image of God. So that's why they only come in the form of a man. And not a woman.
Wow.
Not because of angles or anything like that. At least in my understanding of what was shared.
I get that because we all get that notion that I don't want to get too deep. Yeah,
but our women are our partners. We should still treat them equally as such.
Yeah, exactly. I'd say there definitely are.
Ribs. Can you function without your rib? Let me know.
Right. But yeah, women. I say there's definitely like women angels. There are definitely women like guardians out in the atmosphere.
Not goddesses. You mean guard? Okay.
Guardians, goddesses, whatever you want to call them.
Okay. So is an angel or a goddess?
Mm-mm.
Wait, what you mean?
No,
Is
like if we really look at it, like you can basically call anybody like a god or a goddess. Like if you want to just throw it out there. If you just want to throw it out there for real.
He laughing.
you could call anybody. Like
Can we turn this back to the book? So we got way off topic.
yeah.
No, we go deep. Okay, on
Uh-huh.
Rum TV, we go deep because we ain't shallow over here. Can I get an amen? Amen.
Yeah.
We snap. We don't clap. Sorry. All right, go ahead. Back to the book. Sorry.
Yeah, back to the book.
So the way we got off topic, I brought up the video that I just shared. We began to get deeper into religion somehow, not so much into the feminist spirituality,
Yeah.
and not into the feminine or feminist disagreement that we were discussing.
Like this wasn't even. It wasn't like the way for it for like black women, because black women, you know, black women had to fight to, you know, even get recognized as someone as a decent human being. Like, you know, the way that like, oh, they're too loud, you know, they're too ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta go to, you know, school. I don't mind if she loud either. That's the thing.
Wait a minute, really? Hold up, wait a minute.
Mm-mm.
What?
I don't.
Because y'all young. And because y'all young.
Same.
Okay, so
Same.
explain. No, I'm sorry. Look, y'all. Look. No, okay, y'all said it. So explain that. What's loud? What's ghetto? Like what? Let me know.
Like when I say like someone that's loud, I'm seeing somebody that's like you know what I mean, somebody that's like outspoken.
You gotta explain that.
Like somebody that's like outspoken, like they're not afraid to speak their mind, like things like that. Or I don't mind that. Right? I don't mind
That's
that
loud. So being outspoken
Like,
is loud
not-
because
not
I think that's the
loud.
wrong definition.
not
honey.
not loud.
And I'm on his level, so we need to know. Us grown folk
Let
need
me
to
not
know.
say loud, like bold. I'm gonna say bold.
I'm that too, Darnell.
Because if you're going in the context of saying, and I'm gonna talk about this on my show later on too.
He always trying to talk about the show.
But the whole idea is that when you talk about somebody loud, I'm thinking disrespectful.
Like loud and
Oh.
rowdy.
Uh-uh.
You know,
Out of order.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, every now and then you need a girl to be a little loud.
Negative, brother. When you
I don't
Oh,
know.
I
don't
see.
know.
We got some entanglements going on up in here. We got some toxic men.
Uh-uh.
Oh, no, you
not
ain't
toxic.
toxic, but you like that toxic.
You get tired of it when you
He attracted to the toxic. Okay, we're going to have another show about that. I ain't like that. Attracted to the toxic. It's going to be because we're going to have that. Okay.
But yeah,
Nigga, you sick now. Be quiet. My bad, Darnell. Yo, you know we love you, bro. We
Yeah.
play too much over here.
yeah,
My
I know,
bad.
It's good. But no, I enjoyed that. But going back to the book, the good book.
The good book.
The good book. Yeah, when just knowing that like black women having that, that edge or that, that chip on their shoulder, just to.
I think you're using the wrong terminology because I'm about to get up here and fight you.
They got
We-
like, they shouldn't have
we
to fight.
ain't got no chip on our shoulder.
Yeah,
I
my
am
bad.
offended. Darnell, I'm
Chip on-
offended.
Like just to put them in a positive light so they can inspire to be themselves.
What he's trying to say is that he wants to uplift
Mm-hmm.
black women.
Loud and rowdy women that are toxic. That y'all like.
He
They
was
get a
not
little
being
ratchet.
Specific to- I mean,
Look at
see,
you
there's
stuttering.
there's a stereotype and there's a negative connotation that comes with black women. That
Okay.
they're loud, ratchet, ghetto, argumentative. But
But
black
y'all
women
saying
are
y'all like
beautiful,
that stuff.
and I
But
say-
that's not a good term. See, okay, but this is the problem for me because y'all pointing out here, you saying
I don't mind.
listen, Chris, and be quiet and watch what you say on air because the ladies are watching, and if they gonna bring that toxic ass to your DM, and he attracted toxic, but y'all not gonna do my best friend like that, so no, no, he don't, don't look, he mean.
We ain't have nobody
It's
calling
right
me
up
the show
here.
today. Hey, look.
No, see, I said my problem with this is okay. So y'all saying people got this perception of black women, right? But the things that y'all saying, that's not good. That's not a good perception. So you're telling me that you're attracted to this. I don't know. I don't take that as a compliment. You know what and I'm a black woman, so I don't take that as a compliment. Being loud and rowdy, and I don't like
But
that.
see, you missed what I said. I said there's a negative connotation that goes with
But
black women.
I know-
To say that those stereotypical things.
Okay,
are
so
black
you
women.
okay, so you say are
I'm
you
not
saying women
that
like
you
that?
guys-
Are you saying women are like that, or are they not?
Not all of them.
Not all
I'll
of
say
them.
not all. But it's yeah. Yeah,
Fine.
so then-
But then
way.
you went and said that you attracted to the toxic. So I'm trying
Y'all
to understand.
said that. Y'all put that in my mouth.
You said
but
you
I
like
said-
that loud and rowdy and
I
ghetto
said
trashy.
Sometimes it's necessary. I did not say.
When
I
is
like
it necessary? When?
It's a very specific situation.
Be very specific.
All right, did y'all see that video where
I hope this is on topic.
it is 100% on topic. So
Okay.
it was a police officer entered this lady's apartment. He's like staying that he's not all the way in, but he's like got his foot within the threshold. He doesn't have a warrant. He has no reason to be in there. The only reason he was able to get in there is because she stepped outside to smoke a cigarette, and for whatever reason, him and 2 other officers that was behind him were trying to enter their apartment. No, again, I'll say no search warrant. The lady continues to raise her voice. She started peacefully to ask him to leave. He would not leave, so she raises her voice. She gets a little ratchet. But I felt like it was well within her rights, and it was okay for her to do that in that instance because it kind of deterred the police officer from wanting to come in. Because the guy's in there, it's a black guy, but he is in there like, calm down, kind of almost, telling her like, yo, you in the wrong, but she's well within her rights. Like, this police officer was not supposed to be in there. And I don't know what was wrong with that man that day. He should have been the one acting the way that the lady was acting, protecting the home, because, again, the police officer had no right to be in there. What y'all in here for? Y'all don't have a warrant. We didn't do anything wrong. We're in our house. So I felt like that was just an example.
Okay,
of a
so
time
let
where
me
it
let
was
me
okay
let
for
me.
her to and I'll say she was ghetto and ratchet because her mouth was terrible, but she was correct in correcting him for telling him. I think she told him to shut up or and get out. Like,
Oh, you
this
must
is
have saw
my
the
house.
video.
Let me tell y'all. But we gonna play the video for you, Tease. But I'm just saying, you needed her to be a strong black woman in that moment and say, "Get out of my house." Y'all
Okay,
ain't
so
coming
look,
up in here."
let me butt in for this real quick, okay? Let me just tell you a difference. And I'm sitting on the fence as a black woman, okay? I understand you saying you felt as though at that time she should have been loud and rowdy protecting herself. But then I feel like if there was a guy in her household that was telling her to calm down, well, she should have calmed down. Because and I feel like you got to follow the man's lead, okay? And if he's sitting there, he cool, calm, and collected, what you out loud and rowdy for? You're causing more of a problem than anything. So if he say chill out, because honestly, I'm only getting loud and rowdy when I feel like something is happening to my man. And if he panic, oh, then it's time to panic. Then it's something wrong. But if he's sitting there cool, calm, what am I acting all loud and rowdy for? My house or not?
You was raised different,
Cortez. But I love you, brother. Everybody say
Go
Cortez.
ahead, Donna. Let's hear what you guys
I
say.
bet Donna.
I feel like women do that. Black women specifically do that because if they feel like the man is too calm in a situation where he should be using his, his dominant. Yeah, his dominant.
And he should,
not-
and as he should. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes women that's all loud and rowdy, guys don't want to. They love you, but they don't want to deal with that at a
But
certain time like that. Because what if he
women
would have
don't-
flipped the script, and then what if he would have been pinned down? And next thing you know, he got handcuffs on. It all could have been prevented.
Let me finish it. Let me
Y'all
finish
don't
what
try
I'm
to
saying.
attack me on my show.
But yeah, let me finish what I'm saying. I'm gonna go back. I go deep, so I'm gonna go back to ancient times where women only did this stuff when men didn't step up. Because we go back to, like before, like when they're getting involved with like slavery and stuff. Her name was Queen Zinga. She was I forgot what African country was from. She fought off the Dutch for 40 years by herself. Her and her army. She fought the Dutch off for 40 years, and they had to come to a peace treaty just to stop fighting with her. She disappeared for like 10 years, came back. It's fine. Women only do that when they feel like men haven't stepped up and proved their dominance. And then you got Queen Candace, who slaughtered Alexander the Great. So when black men show their dominance, women feel like they don't have to do all that. But I feel like going to that situation with the police, she felt like You know, the man wasn't like showing his dominance, so she had to play that role. So it's a subconscious, you know, thing, because I believe that we reincarnate through. So it's a subconscious thing
So let me play
that played out.
what you just said. So let me ask you this, Tease. If you were in that situation, you step outside, you leave your door unlocked, you come back in the house, and the police come in behind you, trying to enter your home. Your child is in the house, your significant other is in the house, and he's watching you confront the police at the front door, but he does not intervene, and he's asking you to calm down and to stand down while these police continue to enter your home for no apparent reason. We asking Tease. We asking Tease.
Yeah, ex tease.
You are against your man asking you to stand down
Am I against it? Am I against him telling me to calm
when
down?
the police are basically breaking into your house.
They're breaking into my house, but my door is open and I step out to smoke a cigarette.
So, but if you're gonna use that context, what
You
actually
said
happened-
it.
That's not what I said.
Okay.
But it's okay. What actually happened was she stepped outside to smoke a cigarette. She returned into her apartment.
Mhm.
When she returned, the police came in behind her.
Okay. What was their purpose?
They could not give her one. They kept giving a runaround. It was this reason. It was that reason. They had so many different reasons why they
No
allegedly
warrant?
were in there. No warrant.
Okay.
They had no reason to be
Are
in
they
there.
in the house or not?
So if this is the door,
Mhm.
they're standing in the doorway.
They're in the doorway.
So if you close the door, you're gonna close it on their foot. You can't.
Okay.
Unless you want to assault the police officer.
Okay.
Exactly. So
Okay.
that's the situation,
Mhm.
and you are asking the police officer to leave.
Mm-hmm.
He will not leave for you to close that door. What's your play?
If I may be honest,
Mhm.
right then in that moment, I don't see myself getting all crazy. With everything that's going on, honestly, all that stuff plays into my mind, okay? And I feel like me acting in a way that's going to cause more drama than what's already going on. Like if King don't see me handle things on a level ground, you know, then how is he gonna know to handle things, you know, on it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I need to model a certain role and behavior in front of him. And not only that, all this stuff that's going around with police brutality and everything is so targeted towards the black people, right? So her ethnicity, she's black?
Mm-hmm.
Is our dude black?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the cops are white.
The cops are white. So I don't see myself acting crazy.
Yeah, this video happened.
Yeah,
I think in the last
about
2
to
or 3
have my
years.
man get all crazy. And it also depends on the man.
So can I
Because
just-
some men will get up and be like, okay, you know what, they gonna already just step. But then there's some men who will feel like they want to step, but they are thinking, and in the back of their mind, something, all this stuff happening. Yeah, and you know my kid is here.
But so I guess my question is, at what point did the police do too much for that to be warranted from you? Because to me,
We don't know.
It was warranted when they would not leave and you asked them to leave. Like, this is my house.
Right.
I pay the bills here.
Right.
So if I ask you to leave and you weren't supposed to be in here in the first place, I need your badge number. I need your district.
And you have
I
every
need-
right to ask for that. You ask for that. Because my dad did tell me, look, if you don't know what's going on, blah, 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 you have every right. My grandfather was a cop, okay? Hey, granddaddy. God rest his soul. Amen. 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 But look, I would ask for that. But at the same time, see, that's the problem. You know, they're in a specific profession. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This is not the male dude, right? This is not, I don't know, a delivery dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they gonna come in there, it must have been a reason. You know what I'm saying? It must have been a reason.
So you are validating the police effort to just
Did he come in there and slap her? Did he come in there and just draw a gun? Did he come in there and say where your kids at and carry him out the on that little video we just
But
watched?
what-
Carry him
I
out.
mean, what
If
else
that didn't
did he
happen,
need to do?
then it's
So
no.
just coming through your
I
front door
think
wasn't
that
enough.
it's okay to just handle things in a.
I feel so much differently about that because he did not knock on the door. He used the unlock
And this
the
is a
door.
video.
Yeah,
Maybe I need to see the video then.
I think you should.
But at the same time, I
But
just
see, when
my
the
my
guys
go to
start-
is just not going to
when
be like
whoever starts recording, so the interaction started off peacefully.
okay,
She's just asking him to leave,
okay,
and the officers are standing there and they're continuing to just like create the argument. And in the midst of them creating the argument, they're not leaving. She only asked for one thing. We're not asking to argue with you. We don't really care what you think is in here or what you want to look in here for.
okay.
You're not doing it. And we asked you to leave. You could not be in here if my front door was not unlocked for you to just turn it and walk in like you did. There was no knock. They just walked in. To me, that's a problem. You just broke into my house. There's no forced entry, but you broke into my house. And for me, honestly, because you've violated my rights, now I feel like, again, it's necessary for her to be ghetto, be ratchet, yell, scream, do whatever you do, point the finger, because that's what they do.
Don't do that.
No, but for real, all that is necessary at that moment. I know, Ma, if you watching this, for real, you know I love you. But my mother would have went on 10 for that one. Oh, absolutely. And yeah. And if something would have happened, we'd have dealt with the consequences. And that's how she raised me. You don't let nobody run up in your house like that.
And
I
I'm
don't
not
care
saying,
who
and
it
I'm not
is.
saying that.
So for the cops,
and I'm not saying that.
and again, we don't care who it is. But if it's a cop, then you do it a little bit different. We're not about to go kill the police. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that was necessary.
But it's okay for
in
us to.
that moment
It's okay for us to
her
keep
be
that in
ghetto.
mind, but not keep in mind. Okay, you don't got to go and get all out and crazy because they are the cops. Okay, I'm not saying back down and be like, oh my God, like I'm supposed to surrender. I'm not saying that at all. But that's
But
what
it's not
the
okay
big.
for her to be ghetto.
But
and
that's
ratchet.
what the big
that
problem
moment.
is these days. If you can just listen for a second, because I still love you, but listen. You know, with a lot of this, when they arrest these people who resist arrest, like, come on now, like.
But that's not.
Just
we
comply.
We changing the conversation. It's not.
We're
for the comply
we're
to.
not.
You're in here.
We are not.
illegally.
I'm
What are we
saying
complying to?
this is not a male guy. Okay, this is not a delivery dude. This is
So
okay.
because he's a cop, he's allowed to break the
And
law.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying handle things better. That's it.
So,
Like,
so I'm asking you, how was she
Okay.
supposed to handle it? She asked politely several times.
okay, you know what, y'all? Y'all see what Kristen did?
Y'all let us know what y'all think she should have did.
Y'all, look.
We gonna
Yeah,
post a link
please.
to the video.
Let us know what y'all think because I'm about to get ghetto on Chris.
You can do it if you want to.
What you gonna do? All right, y'all. Look, Darnell, one, thank you so much for coming out tonight, y'all. Rum TV, Royale Urban Media. It's your girl Royalty. So got Chris here, Darnell. Don't forget Imani. Love you, boo. Y'all, we over and out. Okay, thanks for tuning in. You ruin everything. Look, Darnell, it was his fault. He ruined your last 15 minutes.
Oh my God, y'all gonna blame that on me? We was talking about the book.